Rich Paul has a podcast now. Agents having podcasts is going a little too far.
It's 2026, man. That's our society now, dog. And there are thousands of people who want to hear what Rich Paul is thinking.
I think as a player and as that player's agent, I would be upset. Definitely.
One got the numbers, one let the game on. Two different voices, never the same. Mic on fire when the truth collides. It ain't just one story, must be two sides.
Rich Paul. He's obviously
doing a little basketball
LeBron.
now. Okay.
Yeah. LeBron's agent.
Mm-hmm.
And he represents a lot of guys in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
He has a podcast now with Max Kellerman.
Everybody do.
Of course. And now he's receiving some backlash for some of his comments. He said that Austin Reeves should be traded from that team. And everybody, the internet is in an uproar about an agent who has so much control seemingly in the NBA making these type of comments on podcasts. What are your thoughts on this? Is this something that should fly, or is it agents having podcasts is going a little too far?
It's 2026, man. Owners can go on podcasts and talks. Players can go on streams and talk. I mean, like, dog, like talking about JJ Redick just got a head coaching job because he was on a podcast. Like, what are we talking about? Like, that's our society now, dog. Like, it's just that's what's acceptable. And there are thousands of people who want to hear what Rich Paul is thinking, who don't care about the teams on the court, but they care about his business mind. So, do I think it's fair? No. No. I think there's ways for an agent to manipulate the media, manipulate the viewers into feeling some certain way, creating a narrative about a player in a situation to where a team is forced to deal a player. Like, I think he has an advantage to do that. I think he has pull to do that. But a lot of people want to hear from him. There's a lot of money to be made on YouTube and podcasts and Spotify and things like that. So like he's I think he's just trying to be very versatile in his portfolio. He's just trying to diversify it and do a little bit of everything. Talk about a guy who started from the bottom and, met LeBron and took off and been hustling ever since. And it's unfair to Austin Reeves, but I think he came out and said that he was just talking. But we all know how rumors get started and people just get talking and believe it and run with it.
Ain't no just talking when you have so much pull and influence in the league like Rich Paul does. I think as a player and as that player's agent, if Rich Paul is talking about you and moves and deals that should be made about your contract and what's going on with the inner workings of things, I would be upset, definitely, because sir, you are in direct contact with some of the people that can do this, and you can affect my life in a way that I didn't agree to, nor did my agent agree to. But since you said it and you represent him, and you have a relationship with this GM who once said player that you represent, you could have some type of influence to where you direct that GM or that owner in a certain type of way that affects my life in a way that I didn't necessarily want. So
who's to say those conversations aren't happening outside of podcasts every single day?
But when it's in such a public forum like a podcast, and anybody who's anybody is going to watch it because it's Rich Paul and it's going viral, it can have a certain type of effect to where something that's behind closed doors may not have had that same effect because it didn't go so widespread.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I'm just saying I see both sides. Two sides to every story. Must be two sides. That's all I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't think he should be using his platform to do that. Has enough money. He doesn't need a podcast, but who am I to be in another man's pocket and tell him what he doesn't need? So do your thing, Rich Paul. And, but maybe as a professional, you don't talk about players who your main guy is on that same team and is known for getting a player to trade it.
Don't talk about the business and the inner workings of the things that you're directly involved in. Like, I feel like that is a conflict of interest, since we were talking about the conflict of interest. Obviously, you could talk about the NBA and how it works, this and that, but directly talking about a player's career and how it should be moved in a different direction, I don't think that's where you should go with these podcasts, Rich Paul. That's just my opinion.
Agreed. Agreed. So we agree on one thing. An hour and 10 minutes. We finally agreed on one thing.
Thanks for watching that video. If you want more Must Be Two Sides content, be sure to click the links below and follow our journey.
Stand for the truth, otherwise take a knee. Made it to the league, now we gotta take the lead. Must be two sides.